some night at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you're still lifting silage. It's maybe debatable, like, but sure, that's the joys of it.
Oh, I don't know. I'd say it'd be a lot of years on it yet, I would think, before we pull in the pan. So, how did you go about gathering up all this work then whenever you first started?
Just word of mouth, to be honest. Like, that summer he bought the harvester, the fella worked at Greenmount whenever I was there. What did do, his silage couldn't come. It was a real bad spell of weather, he couldn't come, and he rang me to see if I'd have any interest in any silage, and we done it. And then, you know, you always get work from work, you know what I mean? Like, it's word of mouth, and we're lifting plenty, you know, that sort of way. Like, plenty to do this with the farm and all at home. Like. We were always keen at it. Like, whenever we had the trail harvester, we were still at school. Like, we were mad to be at it, like, and loved to be out at it. And it's just been here ever since. How can you know yourself? If you're keen to do work, you'll get it. Like, if you don't say no and just go, like, you'll always get plenty of work. Like.
The farm then, tell us about the farm.
There's my dad and my uncle, down at my uncle's place there, we're milking 180 pedigree Holsteins, free robots.
You'd be busy enough there, like?
Aye, plenty of work with them. It's a good setup, like, and we're fit to get away to do a lot of work too, like. I'm David Boyce from Boyce Farms. I'll be a third generation now. Sort of my dad and my uncle farming there, and then it's sort of me and my two brothers just come forward now. My dad's dad started, they used to keep pigs and now in the beef cattle and then after my dad sort of took over then, we put up a hen house. As everybody knows, you don't really like school, you're just mad to get out of it the last day, and then started off John Lyons, he did bits tests back and forward, bits of barley crushing and stuff. And he came at me about going to him for a week or two at silage, and I agreed to it, but Flip was there 4 or 5 years to end up. But no, I got on well with him, and they got on well with me, and then I left them then to come home then, and Sam, he left school, went to Greenmount for 2 years, but I never got the chance to go to Greenmount. We've always farmed at home, beef farm, dairy farm, and we have a pig house and a hen house there, and sort of me and my brother at home sort of all the time now. Sam, my brother, he wanted to start a bit of contract, and we always did it when we bits around the country baling and stuff, but started lifting a bit of grass here and there, and then started a bit of slurry, and it just led on from that. But I do a fair bit now, sort of plenty, to be honest. Yeah, we grow a bit of crop in between times, mix our own, you know, just make a bit of milk for our own cattle, cheapens the feed a wee bit. That along with this, there's always something, you know.
How do you work it then, farming and contracting at the same time? Do the robots help out, stuff like that there?
It leaves you more flexible, but my dad and my uncle usually stay at home unless we're beat, if you know what I mean. Like, they don't really have much interest in it, but that way you always try and get the feeding and all done, and whatever needs done there before we go anywhere in the morning, and then they can manage, you know what I mean, the rest of the day. Like, I would say it's mostly mine. Like, Dave, he left school and he worked a contractor.
Right.
He continued sort of on working them over the years. We were sort of trying to do both, but it just wasn't working. Then, you know, it's any stay-at-home days, and then we just thought we have enough here, we'll take a go at it ourselves, like, and that's what really happened. And we got a halt gathered up and just want for it, you know. Back whenever we were starting off, like a lot of young chaps run about, like, they were all mad to get at it, but there are not so many of them now, sure, no.
No, they soon disappeared.
First 20 years it was great. I never done any bother getting anybody, but all them boys sort of died off, so they found better things to be at in the evenings.
The last couple of years sort of find it a wee bit harder, but I muddle through, you know, but definitely it's every year it's getting worse, you know. It's a sort of job nobody wants to do anymore. Like young ones, they don't want to put in hours. I know there's long hours, but whenever the weather's there, you have to go on at times, you know, and there's days you consider it's different work, but it's alright. You used to have been, like, ever I was 16 or 17, you could have filled the yard with ones, and maybe you'd have been at grass, you know, there'd have been a pile of ones in the field watching in the evening and stuff, but now you're none of that. Like.
You think you're just hard to work too?
Oh, well, I don't know. I could bet. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're better off a 9-to-5 job, I don't know. No, we're not too bad. A lot of chaps there are good drivers and, you know, they're fit as in, but they do anything sort of more than carting, and it's a big help too, you know. Men, it's just harder and harder to get, and there's not much you can do.
I can still a couple of them coming all day, but we're not so bad there. Like, now we have like a couple of men there full time, and we have a wee chap Thomas there comes to us back, or just when our chaps come to us whenever we need them, they're flexible. They sort of farms at home, and if we need them they'll come, and it works well, like, you know what I mean. We can always scrape on together if we need to, like, as I say, my dad and my uncle's always there, and my wee brother, he's doing apprenticeship mechanic, and he's down at Stephen Moore's and done a year down there, and he's away up to Kindy's now, he's working up there. So.
You'll be fit to make use of him, like.
We'll keep him at work in the evenings. Yeah, maybe not be that big a fan of it, right enough.
What way do you buy machinery then? Do you just buy as it comes up, or do you change stuff frequently, or?
Well, for years there we were trying to like gather up more stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But we've got to the stage now, like, we're fit to change stuff, if you know what I mean. So we're always buying straight, and it's harder to do that when you've never anything to sell. Like, got to the stage now, like, we're just trying to freshen stuff up, like. Okay, tractors, like, we just whatever's about at the time. Ours doesn't really scare us that much.
Especially with the apprentice mechanic coming into the yard.
Well, that's true, yeah. I'll try and buy them 5,000-6,000 hours there, no more, you know. Look, for some of them there's went on to, like, we had 200 there a couple of years ago, like, she went on to 15,000, and like, she was still a good tractor, and they last hours for us, you know what I mean? Like.
Okay, there's sort of always New Hollands, sort of in the 7/840s and stuff at the start, and 2 Fiats, and then we bought a 60/30 and a 60/10, and then bought a 60/80, and then the T7-200 then after that, and then Oliver Young, he was always at us about buying a case, and I palmed it off, but now I got us talked in and bought that 160 there 2 years ago, and well pleased with it, you know, there's no difference really in the New Holland and the case, to be honest, but no, New Holland have always been sort of that, and I know no different, and to be fair, we've hardly any bother at all, you know, and me and Sam's fit to do most of the maintenance ourselves, and it fairly helps too, cutting out a lot of maintenance bills there and stuff. Like the amount of money invoice charge there nowadays to commit, like, per, it's madness, you know. We have a T7-245, a 210, a 190, and then we have 3 cases, 160, 150 and a 165, and then we have 2 TMs and a 140 and a 165. Oliver Young was just at us about buying a red and chancing a red one, and we went for, we took a chance on it, and we went from there and bought the first one, then we went to change the tractor there last year, and then they got us talked into 2 instead of 1, so. A long wheelbase there, a 245 would be definitely a lot more comfortable on a longer road, you know, but I'm in that Kiss paying 150 there all the time, sort of piping slurry and sowing fertiliser, and I'd be on there the majority of the time between that and the shovel, not really on any of them else, but you know, there's no real difference between the Case and the New Holland.
Do you have any preference with tractor then, since there's a few red floating about now?
I would prefer driving the New Holland.
Yeah.
Aye, I would, to be honest, but look, the Case are every bit as good. Like some of them boys drive tests would prefer the Case. You know, it's just people have their own preference. Like they're the same machine in below the bonnet. You know, it'd be a wee bit easier bought right enough. It'll happen the same at the lower end. They'll not be as much value. You know, whenever we go to sell them, but we bought a 160 there last spring. Like she's down to years, but she hasn't a lot of hours on her, so she'll let you stick around a while yet, so she will. And then we bought 2 there in the springtime off Cowens there at 150 and 165, so we did. Sort of 3 of them now, so we do. No, look, they're dead on. As I say, it's just whatever. Like that 245 we bought her out in Scotland last year. We were heading out to the Maze in England. The 235, and she was just well up the hours. She was well shook, like there's big hours in her, and one that's on to replace her, and seen this one in Scotland, and jumped in the boat one morning and went and seen her, and brought her all across, and then she went out to the Maze in England. So she's done as well. Like she's got a big tractor there for mowing and stuff, but we'll probably lose her again now, September time. So like we come back out. So
you'll send a few trailers over the Maze then?
I have 2 going this year, so we do. One with a trailer and then just one to go out and pull a trailer, you know.
Okay.
That's the plan, anyways.
Does it pay all right sending stuff out? Or? Yeah.
Aye, it's not too bad. Like they supply your diesel, accommodation.
Alright.
So you really just demand to pay, like, you know what I mean, and hope that the tractor keeps going. But the touch would be no bother last year, but the bother is if you do break down out there, it's not handy. Like the Englishmen would know how to charge, I would think, like, but they know you're not near home. Like,
yeah.
Once you get 15th of October by, the slurry's over, it's quiet anyway, so
you're not to be
at least
really.
the tractor's still working, you know what I mean? Or we never tried anything else. That's what we know. Like if something silly goes wrong, like right, they sort it. I don't know. Maybe we should try something else sometime. Like Dave always had the notion of John Deere, but
We had the John Deere stuff out there a couple of years ago, but they're a good enough tractor, and you know, I couldn't say a bad word about them. And Stephen Moore down there is a good man, plenty of backup and stuff there with the harvester and parts and stuff there. You know, if you ever break down there, you'd get a harvester, they wouldn't see you stuck like Brian McLeod in there. It's fairly good to us now. You know, you'd ring them at 10 o'clock at night and this is wrong with a harvester. What is it, Brian? 90% of the time he's trying to tell you over the phone or help you out and get you going again. But I always just get onto a John Deere harvester and never really changed the tractor. Sort of me and Sam know our way around the tractors now, and we just sort of keep them all the same. Sort of New Holland and Kiss is pretty much the same anyway. It's sort of New Holland and Kiss there, the way we're buying them there, sort of 4,000 or 5,000 hours, you know, they seem to be easier bought than other brands, you know. At this game you couldn't go out and justify to buy a new tractor, you know. It's sort of buying that second-hand tractor, 4,000 or 5,000 hours seems to be more beneficial, and run them to 11,000 or 12,000 hours and change them, you know.
Is that the only way to make profit in this game?
Well, I don't know if there's any profit in it or not, but it's going all right.
Back a few years ago, he brought you out 420. You never ended up going down that route then?
no, we didn't. We bought that after that. We had a 426 at that time. We bought that 434 there, about 2 or 3 years ago. I got break everyone with her, and if we can't get them with a 320 there, always on the farm anyway, like, we can always use her or bring her to second buck break, you know. We just got a new one there this year, so try and keep her brave and fresh. I know a big shovel seems to be a good job for pushing grass, like. Keep pushing it, you do as hard as you can, get rid of it. Like.
We're looking about for a shovel, and they're looking at 420s and stuff after you used that one out, and they weren't really that long out at that time, and they were big money, and then we sort of actually looked at big shovels and looked at 435s, but they're just wild money, you know, for us to change into 426 to something 435, you know. But and then that air, as I say, that air come up then, and we just took the sort of bite and went with that, so we did. She's pretty much a 435, but just older style. We started off with sort of 320 bucket rake, and then we started to do more and more, and we needed something a bit bigger and sort of a bit more power to get rid of grass. So then we bought that 426 at that time, and run her 2 seasons, and then actually it was a good enough shovel. He plenty of hydraulic power and all, but just a wee bit slow getting up and down the side of it. And then we said that we'd upgrade her a wee bit, and then John Irvine had that shovel air advertised, and went up and seen him, and we had the shovel bought before we came home, so that's how that went. But no, I heard all there, definitely well pleased with her now. So you see a 14-foot grip on her, it's no baller to her, like you're trying to take a full load most times with her. I think she's 250 or 260 horse, I think, something like that. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Hydraulic power and all, the pile of hydraulic power, and you can't really fault her in any way, to be honest. He was always a harvester man, and I sort of got stuck with a bucket rake, and I started bucket rake whenever I was 12, and the only reason I started that because I had no license to cart silage at that time, and he says, oh sure, you just bucket rake air today, sure, I'll keep you occupied. And I started that, and I don't know if I did a good job or a bad job, but I seem to be still at it and nobody else wants to do it. And okay, it's a job, you know, anybody can cart silage in, but it's a man that clamp it sort of makes the job, you know. It's about getting it in right and well rolled, and leaving a good finished job, you know. But okay, I enjoy it, and there's days, you know, you wish you were in a trailer or something, but there's days there are bad roads, back roads, you're happy enough in the shovel instead of bouncing about roads and stuff.
What was your first self-propelled then?
John Deere 7300, so it was. He bought her off a landed bullock down Nakadooya, and actually done us well, like when it blew up with stones and stuff, but like you'll always get that. And we bought this here thing. That's our 3rd season, yes, so it is.
Going well, is it?
Aye, very good harvester, to be fair. She actually came out of Germany whenever he got her. There's not a big pile of hours on her, like, but that seems to do our job anyway. Keeps going, and she never, touch wood, she never really gives much hassle, like.
You're not afraid to put a 50-foot sward through her anyway?
No. Last summer we got a fella, Nathaniel Kasky, got that thing, traded it into him, and he says he had any interest in it, and I took it for a day, and we tried it out, and ended up, we tried it out for a winter weeks, and I never give it back. You just wouldn't go back to 30s after lifting 50s, you know. Like, it's night and day, like, you just cover a field far quicker, and you go a wee bit slower, it just slows everything down a bit. You're not bouncing down the field, especially that light stuff, you know. I don't get me wrong, you still have to pull the wee rake out some days.
Is there still a old crop about then?
Oh aye, we see one of them, so we do. A lot of beef men, so we do.
So what's it like running this kind of older shape harvester? Like, do you get the odd breakdown here and there? Or?
I don't like saying anything, but touch wood, not really, but you get the odd thing, but touch wood, it's not bad at all. Like, we go free air every winter ourselves, like, we'll just got her whatever she needs, put in her, and touch wood, like, this year we haven't stopped once, like, and you never know what's around the corner, like.
Paid herself off then, has she?
Well, you would hope so, anyway, like.
Starting her keep, like.
Oh, she is, to be fair, like I say, like, very low running cost for her, like, she just keeps going, like, if you go out a day, like, you'll always have something to do to her, but as long as she doesn't stop in the middle of the field someday, you're happy enough, like. I'd like to freshen her up too, but I don't know what you would freshen her up to, like, and she's doing the job. I don't know what you need to be buying, like, that harvester goes alright in 50 foots, and you wouldn't want to buy something that slows you down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'll go get a season done with this anyway. And
What do you think would be a worthy replacement for them?
if I was buying John Deere, would like to get into a 9 Series, like, but
Yeah.
maybe that's just me, wouldn't need it for power, but I don't know, either at like an 8800 or something like that. But well, there is them new ones are totally different. Like this here thing, we nearly know every bolt in her. Like, I had an FR out in demo a time or two, to be fair. Like, they were dead on too. Like,
The new one goes well now, in
I
fairness.
do, that new header and all on her seems to help her. Like, I don't know. McMullen over there is the Crones now too. Like,
You've plenty of options.
you've plenty of options
Yeah.
out right here, to be fair. Like, I don't know, just price some of them harvesters. Like, it nearly make more sense to buy an ore one like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and have two, and you would have a backup. You'd have, if one broke down, you could always get into the ore one, and you'd probably still have some spare change out of it, like,
Yeah.
and buying a new harvester. Like,
Do you put many acres through in a year?
probably 4,000, and right now probably 3,000-4,000. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't don't really add it up. Like, but
Yeah.
being right now, I would think. Like, which is my eyes is a brave bit whenever you're farming and all at home too, trying to get around it all. Like,
You don't want to get too greedy, like.
no. The biggest amount of grass, you know, we do would be our own. Like, it's hard, you know, it's hard getting time for everything.
So your slurry outfit then, what all's in it?
12-metre equip. I say a slurry cap back railer and a Mastec front railer, but it's just the way it ended up.
You just gather up a load of used machines, did you?
I bought the slurry cap backpack came along with a 12-metre double bar, and we had a full Mastec outfit before that, and we just held on to the front railer. We put it on that Puma 150 there. I let Dave tear away at it, if I can.
I used to run the on top, and then we bought an umbilical system 3 seasons ago, and then we changed the dribble bar there this year to a 12-metre equip. I just run her in the 150 there in the pipe, and then 3 tankers sort of the nurse tank there, and then we put a dribble bar on the 2.5 there this year. A lot of men asking for it sort of after first cut there and second cut there, just wanting a tanker and dribble bar. Seems to be a more common thing now. Slurry's nearly a bigger thing than grass now, you know. By the time you put grass in and go to with the men and put the slurry out, you're nearly back around the second cut again. There this year we've been fairly busy. I wouldn't say we've had hardly a lull at all. It's sort of slurry's run right into grass and sort of repeat, you know. But there's never a day you can say you've nothing to do. A lot of farmers there, now there's nobody coming behind them. A lot when the ones we do here, there's no help, and like they want to slurry it and fertiliser so the grass, and you know they didn't have time to do the field work themselves now between milking cows and getting reared up and stuff. So I see that's becoming more a common thing around the country there too. But
So you don't really have a preference in tankers then?
Well, we like them herons, to be fair. Like, IMCM come up at the time, we bore a bit of luck. She carts slurry every bit as well, like, you know. We need an ore tanker, Chrissy Gordon comes to us there.
Yeah.
So he does. We sort of help him. He helps us, you know, that sort of way.
Handy to have a few neighbours like that.
Oh, it is, like, you know, and there's a harvester now, like, if we're getting her tight, like, we can call him in, or anything goes wrong, like, you know.
He's your backup harvester then?
Aye. It's handy to have somebody like that, like.
Is it quite hard to build up a silage outfit? Because I'd imagine you keep upgrading stuff, and then one thing's slowing the other thing down.
Aye, that's the thing. I was to say, everything's just getting quicker and quicker. Like, we used to have just a trail mower, then we went to front and back on a trail, and then with a set of triples and the front and back, now we're up to 2 sets of triples, like, and you couldn't do without them, like, you know what I mean? It's just...
Whenever, like, even the likes of buying a shovel and buying, like, more trailers, like, you go into the self-propelled and you realise you need more trailers.
Oh, I know.
Then you realise you need a bigger buck rig.
No, I know. It's just an ongoing cycle, like.
Like, have you found a nice balance here now?
We maybe have, but okay, that's to be fair. Like I say, we have 4 trailers there, and we have that 5th one hired there, and like we always get away with that, like, and if we need any more, we get wee Cressy or Davy Olsen over, you know, and or get somebody gathered up. We don't really have any more tractors for trillers, you know what I mean? Like, if you have one, the baler, and you have 5 trillers out, one raking, like, you know, they're all used up, like. Aye, it's hard to know.
You'll keep in tight with the neighbours then?
Aye, better doing that. You never know what can go wrong.
Yeah.
We haven't really been losing any money at it anyway, but there's a lot of money tied up on it too, between machinery and stuff. Machinery's getting dearer and dearer, and price of parts and stuff too. It's a lot, you know. £1,000 in parts doesn't go far nowadays, and even diesel bills there and stuff. Like, there's a lot of overheads. Actually, milk and all is good there at the minute. Sort of everything's good there. Beef and hens and pigs and all is a good trade there at the minute. But if everything would stay the way it is, you know, everything would be good. And diesel's not too bad there either. Sort of up and down there this last 3 or 4 weeks, but if it sort of stay where it is, you know, it's workable.
So are you glad you kind of took the notion to go out and push on the contract, or what do you think?
On a good day, aye, but on a bad day, no. You know, you're going to get out of anything, look. Whenever everything's going well, it's good, like, but some night at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you're still lifting silage. It's maybe debatable, like, but that's the joys of it. Or you're sitting in the shade screwing it, setting mowers or something, like, and it's all part of it, like.
Would you have done anything differently, or are you happy the way things have progressed, or?
Aye, look, we never really went looking for work, and always just kept coming, and we didn't buy anything that we couldn't use, you know what I mean? We were buying tractors and running them to big hours, like, you know, we weren't going out to buy new tractors and that there, like, and I don't think that's a great thing if you are trying to start out, like, if you start out with a minimum, and like, we've had a lot of bad machinery for your hands to get started, like, to be honest, but we've got to the stage now, we're not too bad, like, you buy something cheap and you ain't gonna do the job, and that maybe break your heart.
What's your plans for the future then? Do you carry on growing at a steady rate, or?
Aye, look, we'll keep going in the meantime, anyway, and just take anything that's coming our way, but keep frittering away.
Sure, if it's not broke, why would you fix it?
No, I know. See if we can ever make a fiver.
You'll make a return on this contract someday.
Well, you would hope so. Maybe someday. If we could ever get to the stage where we stop spending money, we'd be flying, you know. I don't know if you ever get to that stage.
No, me and Sam sort of get on brave and well now, you know. There's sort of brotherly love at times, but it blows by overnight, you know. I'd say it's sort of loving the torture and hardship, I'd say. It sort of keeps you going, but it's good to get up in the morning, like a nice summer's morning there. It's good to get up and get away and get at it, and this is, you know, if weather is good, it's a pleasure to do it, you know.